Hi, Legit Peach here with you. Thank you so much for checking out my YouTube channel. I'm a girl with a passion and a love for sports, helping other girls understand the world of sports. If you haven't seen my other videos, be sure and check those out. Alright, in this video we're going to talk about conferences in college football. We have all these teams in college football. How are they divided up? How do we have different sections and different teams? Well, it's all conferences. And with how the conferences are divided is geographically. So I have the 5 major ones listed here. I'm going to kind of go through and tell you what they stand for and how many teams are in each. I won't list every single team in the conference because that would get kind of long and boring for you. But I'm going to give you a couple names to kind of help you remember. Alright, first off, once again, these are the 5 major conferences. There are many other conferences, but these are the main ones that you'll see talked about and you'll hear about. Okay, first off, SEC stands for Southeastern Conference. There's 14 teams. That's the number I have in the parentheses here for each of these conferences. The 14 stands for 14 teams. So Southeastern Conference is, those teams are located in the Southeast. Georgia, Florida, Alabama, LSU. Obviously there's 14, I'm not going to list them all. Okay, number 2, ACC, stands for Atlantic Coast Conference. Now, I said geographically, but there's some inconsistencies. It's located along that side, but there's some, like Georgia Tech is part of the ACC. Well, they're in Georgia, but Georgia's part of the SEC. So there's a little confusion, but ACC has Georgia Tech, Florida State, Boston College, Duke, things like that. Alright, the third one. What do I have as 3? Okay, Big 12. That has 10 teams. Now this is when you're saying, okay, they're called Big 12. Why do they have 10 teams if they have 12 in their name? Conferences change. They're not set in stone, and some teams switch around. So they started off as Big 12, but now they have 10. Confusing as all get out, I know, but it's just one of those facts. The Big 12 has 10 teams. That's Texas, Texas Tech, Baylor, things like that. Okay. Fourth conference, Big 10. That has 14 teams as well. That's Illinois, Indiana, Purdue, Michigan State, Michigan, kind of your northern states, kind of in the middle. Alright? And last but not least, you have the Pac-12. And that is named because of Pacific. Those are the Pacific 12 teams. And yay, this one has 12 teams. Yay! Okay, so with these we have Oregon, Stanford, Washington State. Okay, I'm going to give you a name to know for each conference now that I've kind of introduced these two for you. And I might have to look at my paper because I don't have them all quite memorized. But depending on which conference or what area you live in, names you might want to keep in the back of your brain. And if you have a boyfriend or a brother that's crazy into SEC football, you're going to want to know this one name I have to tell you. Okay, for SEC, Todd Gurley. He's a running back for Georgia, and he's just, as I said in my Heisman video, which you should go check out, he's on the Heisman watch, which means he's a great player, but he's the name you need to know for SEC. Once again, Todd Gurley, a running back for Georgia. The ACC. Jameis Winston is the name you need to know. He's the quarterback for Florida State. Alright? Third, Big 12. Quarterback for Texas. Texas is kind of having a rebirth here with a new coach coming in, and they're looking to see if David Ash, their quarterback, can lead them to success. So David Ash, the quarterback for Texas. Big 10. I would have told you Braxton Miller for Ohio State, but unfortunately he was injured, so I'm going to go with another quarterback in Michigan State, Connor Cook. Okay? Big 10, Connor Cook, Michigan State quarterback. Alright, last but not least, Pac-12. Once again, another quarterback to tell you. Marcus Mariota out of Oregon. He's a very strong, good quarterback, and people are going to be looking to see how well he can do this year. Okay, so in review, we've talked about 5 conferences, the 5 major conferences. And conferences are broken up geographically. You got the SEC, Southeastern Conference. You got the ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference. You got the Big 10, which is kind of, they're kind of all over the place, but you kind of got Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, things like that. Then you got the Pac-12, which is a Pacific 12. And last but not least, what did I not mention? Big 12. Okay? And that's all for this video, conferences in college football.